you doing? Back here again, your favorite drummer. I'm going to cut one more for you today. I'm doing two today, and then I got a long day of teaching ahead of me. And remember to email me if you want some online lessons to hear how to do some of this stuff. Anyway, let's talk swing. We're in the swing family. We just did a video on shuffles. So let's talk swing. We talked about this for a while. Swing, it's not really a triplet, not really a 16th note, but it's based on the triplet. The triplet idea is there. You can tighten up your swing, you can loosen up the swing, but part of the swing is independence, right? Let's start with the swing feel, right? You've heard this a million times, and if you're going to be a professional drummer, you have to have a handle on this, right? And you have to have a little handle on this. And if you look at my hand, you know, it's really just a flip, even at whatever tempo you want. Now, in that version, you can hear me really accenting just a little bit 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know guys that kind of accent 1 and 3 a little more. To be honest with you, I think both swing. I think really what you're looking for is what feels good to you, what feels right for the song, but this kind of bounce. Standard swing groove that will work whether you're doing moon dance at a wedding or wherever you're going to go. Whatever song you're going to do is you put the click or the cross stick on 4, right? So slow. The Miles Davis tune Milestones is a great one to practice to. It's pretty up tempo. It's about here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll see some videos which will talk a lot about putting the bass drum on all 4 as a feather, very lightly, and you can do that. And let me play that for you. You don't want to kill it. Very light. The up tempos, I think it's a little cumbersome, but let's do it anyway. But there is a certain amount of independence that needs to be learned. One of the great books you should work out of, it's a blue book. I'll put the link in my comments to some of this. And Hudson Music, I'm related to some of those guys. You can order from there, I think. I'll put a link to them too. Is the advanced technique for the modern drummer. But if you don't have that and you only have the Syncopation book, that same page we were doing, right? In the previous videos with the page 34, exercises, the whole page actually, but exercises 1 through 4, right? Right, you have that exercises 1 through 4. That first one is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Again, let's swing them. We talked about that in the last video. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're going to make every 8th note, and that's 8th note quarter, 8th note quarter, quarter. We're going to make it a bass drum because it's a longer note. So instead of going, bop, 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 we're going to go, bop, boom, 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 boom. And this is a good way. You put those figures, those rhythmical patterns. Why? Because there's so many. There's so many, my friends. You have to get independent by it in this kind of realm, in this genre, because you've got so many figures to work on. So watch, we're going to start the swing. I'll keep it moderate at first. Let's start the swing pattern, and then I'll put those figures in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. ended up pushing the 1 and 3 a little more than the 2 and 4. Like I said, either or swings. It really is between you and the bass player and what the song feels like. And in that particular pattern, it feels the other way. Let's talk about that second one, which is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Again, so now it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm breaking up between that pattern between my bass drum and my snare. The eighth notes, things marked eighth notes, are on the snare. The things marked quarters are on the bass drum. All right? Third one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? And again, chord notes on that one, chord notes on the bass drum, eighth notes on the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get the swing going. These are all cool grooves. The very last one, I probably would not use this one too much in a swing kind of thing, but you can still do it. That's number 4, and that would normally be or straight and 1 and 2 and 3. It's 2 eighth notes in the quarter. I'll play one more time. But that's not going to take you all the way there, and I'm going to play this for you, my friends. So you really, when you're playing swing, it's very important to get your independence up. You need to get it so, and let me see where I'm going to be. Let's just pick a page, and that's what you got to do. You got to pick a page, and I'll have this listed up there so that you can read it with me as I play it. That's why reading helps. I'm going to pick page 38. And so this is not a repetitive figures. These are random figures. And like I said, you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines, 4 bars apiece. Each figure is different. That's 40 different figures. And the goal here is to just play this page straight down. Play it straight down. And how? Like we said, we make the eighth notes snare, all the quarter notes become bass drum. Eighth notes are snare, all the quarter notes become bass drum. And you play it with the swing pattern. So let's get our swing pattern going. And I'm going to play a little bit of it slowly, and then I'm going to go through this whole page at tempo and see how we do. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one right again. If we look, right, I could play the swing. Tighten it up. I could loosen it up. My favorite place to put it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Kind of a little, just a little tighter than a triplet, not quite a 16th note. That's where it feels good to me. And like I said, you gotta listen to these guys, man. You gotta listen to Philly Joe, Elvin, Tony Williams, Buddy Rich, Art Blakey, who to me swang better than all of them. Where did they put the swing? How did they put the swing? I said it before, I've studied Gad's career, and many times when he walked into a situation, he just quarter noted until he figured out what worked. And you can even do all of this stuff with just a quarter note. If you're putting your pulses in the right area, they're going to swing just fine. They're going to swing just fine. Let's try the first 2 lines of this. You're going to have to read along with me. You're going to see this here in the side of the frame, right? I'm going to post this page or parts of it, the parts that I'm playing. So I'm just going to do the first couple lines of this, and again, Eighth note equals snare drum, bass drum equals quarter. I'm not going to count it out for you, I'm just going to play it, but I'm just going to read it as I play. And let me start the swing pattern. Here we go. I'll probably do the first 2 or 3 lines. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, lines, right? I haven't done this particular page in a long time, so I'm relatively sight reading it. Now let me take the whole page. This is going to be page 38 out of the Syncopation book. I'm going to let these figures be random. I'm going to take it a little more up tempo, and just for me, let's put it on the metronome 2 and 4. Be right back. So now I'm just going to play through this whole page to show you how this sounds. The metronome is set at 80 beats a minute. 2 and 4, which means I'm at 160, which is a nice clip, a decent clip. It's not crazy fast. I'm just kind of sight reading this. This is something that you actually might get in a chart. You probably wouldn't have 40 bars, but you would have random figures where you're supposed to accent with a guitar player, or with a bass player, or with a horn section, and it's kind of up to you whether you're going to do a big accent like that, or you're just going to play a light figure under the swing. So let's go. Let's get the swing happening, right? Remember, 8th notes are snare, bass drum is quarter notes are bass drum, and here we go. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to line up my cymbal with the click. Normally I would do the click with headphones. And I'm going to run down the page. You might have to make this slower first, but you can see how musical this can be. That's the whole page. Anyway, let's talk about it for a second. I'll be right back. Let me stop the metronome. We're back. So let's talk for a minute about swing. You've got to have a good swing rhythm. You've got to have a good swing rhythm. So, yes, you want to practice all this independence. You want to get it all in. But one of the albums I should say to listen to is Kind of Blue. Miles Davis. Jimmy Cobb was very minimalist. He was very, very minimalist. He didn't do a whole lot of crazy stuff. He did this. For a lot of that album, Blakey, Philly Joe, Rich, Williams, Elvin Jones, and Jimmy Cobb, and a host of other guys I'm forgetting about. You want to listen to those guys. How did they place their swing? What did they do? When did they back off their cool little snare bass drum rhythms? When did they put more in? You know, you want to know that because you just don't know if you're going to try to make a living in this business, and that's what this site is geared for, to help you to learn to practice, to try to make a living as a drummer today. You know, have your swing swinging. That's all I can say. If you couldn't do this stuff yet, and you could make it swing, that's what they're going to remember. That's what they're going to remember. You know, just to leave you with this, here's just a little swing solo, you know, and you're going to see that I'm not always going to play the tang, tang, lang, tang, lang. I'm going to mess around with it. I'm going to take it a little up tempo. So I'm just going to play a little solo, and I'm going to show you how once you're swinging and it feels good, and the hi-hat's cooking, and it feels good for the people, and you can see they're bouncing their head, you can do anything you want. Now watch, I'm not always going to keep that tang, tang-a-lang, tang-a-lang, tang-a-lang. And there you have it. Just a little quickie just to show you that even though I wasn't constantly keeping the chang-a-lang and I was messing around, having some fun, it swang. And at the end, they're not going to remember all that little stuff. That's cool. And me, if I was watching it in the audience, I would remember the cool stuff you did. But the average listener, they're going to know if they felt good after you did it. The bass player and the guitar player, some of them might hear some of the independent stuff and think, oh, that was pretty cool. A little hi-hat spark was pretty cool. But most of them think, oh man, whatever he did just felt good. And then you too. I mean, here's my little philosophy. I mean, look what happened recently, right? A lot of people have lost their work. And I told this to my daughter many times. Do what you love, find a way. I teach and I play. Do what you love, find a way. But if you're going to do what you love, you want to have the right skills. And if you do this and you do it right and you work hard, yeah, there's a lot of local gigs around. There's still weddings. There's still people that want live bands. There's YouTube channels. There's all sorts of avenues open to you. You can make a living doing this and you can enjoy your life. Heck, I've been doing this since I was 14. I've been doing this full time since my 30s. I'm not rich, but I'm happy. And in the end, what else have we got? What else have we got? Anyway, live well, be well.